Hello, hello. Hey man, how's it going? Welcome back. It goes alright, just working down the list some more. We got the whole room set up yesterday. Hope you're doing good. Good, just got my inventory system working, finishing up crafting right now. Awesome. Hell yeah, man. Let's see. Am I forgetting anything? I don't think so. A lot of people streaming the category right now. But Twitch is not denying my existence, so call that a win. Okay. So yeah, here's our little level. Everything's got idle animations. I should actually color over lifetime. Yeah. Should do that. There is no cat, no. What looks like a cat? There we go. That looks good. Oh, is it a mouse, rat, something like that? Yeah. He wants the cheese. Okay, so what's on the agenda now? Alchemy board, right. Looks like a cat when zoomed out. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. A cat was requested, but I don't think I'll have time to do it, to be completely honest. I have Twitch on a vertical monitor, so the stream is small. That'd do it, yeah. Right, okay. So let's... I actually think we need to do 64 by 64 just to get the shadow right. That should be good, and then... yeah, it's something like this. It's interesting. StreamerBot's showing, yeah, it must just be Twitch's API that's broken. Yeah. StreamerBot's showing a bunch of people, but, Twitch says they only have one viewer. Which is impossible because I have someone in my chat and, I'm monitoring my own stream, so there should be at least two. Right, so... something like that. Which shows 6 in community if your account is broken, I guess. Okay. Nicer. Yeah, I don't know why it's showing me one. Not like it matters, but... just found it strange. Nicer. Good boy. Okay. You want to say hi? Good boy. Step on my keyboard, please. Why? Your solution to everything is the most random shit. Oh no, my paw is being moved off of the keyboard. I'm going to jump off of the desk haphazardly. There's no other possible solution to this outcome. You're a dork. I'll go and do gray for this. Hey Ram, how's it going? Oop. That's pretty goofy, I guess. Yep. The crash is real. Uh-oh. Yeah, I mean, you are. Imagine suddenly feeling like you just woke up as where you are doing drugs, you know, legally, but it makes some kind of sense. So, and he's tend to hypothetically, of course, don't. Hypothetically, don't. No, but what you're describing is why stimulant ADHD medication is abused and why it's so heavily regulated is because you take it, you feel way better, and then you crash, and then you're like, well, if I just took 2 of them, then it would just be better, right? Like, and you, it's one of those things where you're not getting chemically addicted to the medication, like you can, but more so, people get addicted to functioning until it becomes a problem. But check with your doctor about it, because some of those medications are meant to be taken multiple times throughout the day. Like when you need another boost, you take another one. You don't take 2 at once, but like, I don't know if that one is a sustained release one or if it's one that you're meant to take like as needed, within reason. It's very cautious, told me only take it if needed. Yeah, I just don't know, like, is that as if you need more to keep going about your day, do you take more? Because I know some ADHD medications work that way, but I don't know if that one does. But all my research doesn't tell me it's that dangerous. Yeah, it's fine, just don't take too much of it, like... but taking 2 at once is just going to make you more productive and then crash harder. So, don't do that. But also obligatory, I'm not a doctor, I just also have ADHD. Like, I know about it, but to anyone else watching, do not take medical advice from Twitch streamers. F-pill, which is half the daily... Sometimes this bit interrupts serious conversations, but we're just gonna roll with it anyway. Meow Mew underscore Laymew. I'm going to call you Meow from now on. Welcome to the Cult of Dev. I am your benefactor, the Dreadman himself. On this day, you may ask of the Cult of Dev one boon, with the understanding that I may ask something of equal value in the future. Do you accept these terms? No fun. Okay. Anyway. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, no, I don't remember the last time someone didn't take the deal. I don't know what this means. Have Bill, which is half daily recommended dose. I don't want to really play that game. I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'm just glad it might be working. I'm fine staying as is if it keeps being effective. I still feel like there are tests that I have like insufficient amount of dopamine for. Yeah. And that's all it does. It kind of levels the playing field. So if you try hard enough, you can actually do things. But Meow, in all seriousness, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. You still have to want to do the thing, exactly. It's just a hill instead of a mountain. Now, if even that, like... We have monkey brains. And monkey brains don't do anything without reward. And dopamine is the reward system. If you have severe ADHD, you do not produce dopamine for completing menial tasks that aren't fun, that you don't like. And so for a neurotypical person, doing something like washing the dishes gives them a little bit of dopamine. It's not much, but it's some. For someone with ADHD, it's zero. And so to an ADHD person, the amount of dopamine you get from, say, sitting in a classroom is the same as a neurotypical person would get from sitting in a empty whitewashed room with nothing but a desk in it. All medication does is flood your brain with so much fucking dopamine that you get to experience a little bit of what it's like to be a normal person, but you still can't process it well enough to have the motivation of someone who's neurotypical. It's just now, if you put all of the effort in the world into it, you can overcome it, whereas before you literally couldn't, because your brain will not send signals to your body to move if it's not getting dopamine for that motion. It literally ceases to function. And that's why, like, people like me, I self-medicate with a lot of caffeine because that works for me. I'm very responsive to it, but it's also why drug addiction is so common amongst ADHD people, because it's dopamine. It gives you something that you can use to function through your day. So otherwise your brain just won't tell your body to do stuff. It's not even you have to want it bad enough. You can want to do something, but if that thing does not give you dopamine, your brain will not tell you to do it. And that's where you end up feeling like you're literally physically in restraints, because you want to move, but you can't get up and do a thing. Your body won't let you get up and do that thing because it's not going to give you any dopamine. So as far as our monkey brains are concerned, that thing is worthless and useless to our survival. I'll be honest, even on ADHD meds, I struggled to get started on actual dev. It took me this whole week just to get my GDD done. Yeah, that's why it's a 2-week jam, though. Love caffeine, no longer getting any spike at all out of it, just drinking it out of habit now. I can chug a cup and go take a nap the next minute. I mean, that's also common with ADHD, though, feeling nothing from caffeine. But for me, I need it. Like, it's the only thing that allows me any sort of function. Funnily enough, I experience a feeling of using too much willpower, like I have weights on for too long, so when I get them off me and lifted a chair, I threw it out of the wall. I thought that might happen to you, to be honest, when you got on meds that were actually working. I was wondering if you were gonna be so used to straining to do anything that now that, like, it actually does something, you're just gonna fucking completely overwork yourself. ADHD is great at getting up at 7 a.m. so I can leave for school at 7:10. Real. Procrastination is our way of life. We work great under pressure, and that's the thing. Because the one other thing that can provide your body with motivation, other than dopamine, is norepinephrine, which is basically adrenaline. It is our fight or flight hormone. So if you are stressed enough about something that it starts to become, that it feels life or death, to the point of where your fight or flight response kicks in, then you can suddenly do it. And that's why, like, parents with ADHD kids, if you just, like, scream at them for long enough, they will eventually do the thing because they're scared of you and they feel that the situation has become life or death. It will not help them do it next time. I've almost never drank coffee, but it still feels like it does nothing to me. My experience makes me feel like adrenal fatigue is really possible. Yeah, I mean, it's a real thing. Since it did work so well for so long and it stopped working. Yeah. My understanding is adrenal fatigue is kind of a buzz term, but adrenal failure, where your adrenal glands stop being able to produce enough because they've been producing so much for so long, and your receptors for it are fucked because you produce so much for so long. That is a real thing. You start not being able to produce the hormone as quickly because you've produced too much of it. Again, not a doctor. I just make video games, but that's my understanding of it. I'm an adrenaline junkie because of my ADHD, and that correlates to how I feel. Dead Kenny, welcome, by the way. Good to see you again. Yeah, everyone with ADHD either seeks dopamine or adrenaline. Dead Kenny is on YouTube, you guys. That's why you're not seeing him in chat, by the way. Just for the record. I forget to clarify that sometimes. Ah, there you are. It's okay to watch on YouTube, dude. Like, we're all gonna bully you for not joining the Cool Kids Club, but it's okay. ADHD mixes great with being a gifted kid and having lots of other processing issues. Slow processing, auditory processing, it sucks. My list is interesting. Yeah, no, my cocktail is interesting. That's why I make games about mental health. I have obsessive compulsive disorder, severe ADHD, and CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder. It results from either being repeatedly traumatized for very long periods of time, or traumatized in childhood. I have all three. Your boy has all three of the causes of that. So the thing about complex PTSD is that it has all of the elements of PTSD plus a laundry list of things that overlap a lot with other disorders. So I'm actually not diagnosable with a lot of disorders because my CPTSD imitates them too much. One of those is autism. So even though I was tested for autism when I was a young child, I don't have it to the best of my knowledge, and I'm not diagnosable with it, but CPTSD can mimic up to 80% of the symptoms of autism, and then you tack on top of that severe ADHD, which has a little bit of overlap in that Venn diagram, OCD, which has a little bit of overlap. I look and act a lot like an autistic person in my day-to-day life, even though I am not autistic. It just causes my blend causes some weird neurodivergency. Also, and this is what one of my horror games is about. Not that. I'll just do this. The corner of your eye is about this fun little thing that can happen with CPTSD, and it's not constant. It's only when you are actively triggered, which for me lasts about 2 weeks. If I get triggered, then the symptoms I get from it last for about 2 weeks. It can result in schizophrenia-like symptoms. It can result in psychosis, visual and auditory hallucinations, paranoia. And that's what this game is about. It's about an actual experience that I had surrounding hallucinations because of my CPTSD. So yeah, I've got an interesting interesting laundry list of shit that happens to me. Another thing that happens with CPTSD is absence seizures. You blink and everything around you has moved because your brain's electrical signals just weren't doing the thing, but you don't twitch, you don't like show any physical signs of a seizure. You just your brain just leaves and then it comes back, and I don't even know what happened unless, like, for me it's literally the people in the room teleported. They were right in front of me and now they're across the room, and that's the only way I even know it happened, because my brain just lost those few seconds or minute or however long it was. Yeah, so had some flags for autism earlier in life, but everything has gotten a lot worse this year. Yeah, it can happen. Have you ever tried to be normal? I heard it works really well. You know, I haven't, actually, Ram. That's a really good suggestion. No one, crazy enough, you know, it's so simple, but no one's actually ever suggested that to me before, and I've never tried it out. So, you know, tonight I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try being normal, and I will report back tomorrow, let you know how it went. You know, this could be the one. I'm getting tested for all the things again at the end of the year. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, I have a lot of disorders that look like other disorders, is basically what it boils down to. And it's such a weird blend of them that I seem like I have 3 different other things that I don't even have. Fun times. Somehow I still exist and I make video games. So yeah. I don't remember what it was. We do what we must and forge ahead. Yeah. I don't remember what it was, but I looked up the statistics for all of my demographics to see like what the statistical likelihood was that I made it to my age without committing die, and it was low. It was like a sub 10% chance that I am alive, just based like purely off of statistics of like good thing it's not a competition. Yeah, no, I definitely don't treat it that way. Like, it was just something I was curious, or I was like, statistically, based on my demographics, what are the chances that I'm still alive at 25 years old? And it was low. It was very low. And that is why I make video games. And well, hey, that's easy. You just need to keep staying in that 10%. You know, I can't recommend this for everyone. I don't know how well it would work for anyone, but when I'm having that type of ideation, and it doesn't, it's, my life's in a much better place. It doesn't happen much anymore, but the thing that it ended up with is literally, I've gotten this far, I might as well, like, and that's spoiling down a little too much, but it's one of those things where, like, once you've gotten through the worst of it, it kind of stops feeling like, why quit now, kind of, is the way I looked at it for a while. Great to know. You know, I felt like I was a little too optimistic lately. I mean, they're just statistics. They don't deal with people. Statistically, if you have, what is it? If you have 5 children, one of them will be Asian, because 1 in 5 children born each day are Asian. So you can spin that statistically as like if a white American has 5 kids, the 5th kid should statistically just randomly be Asian. Stats are just stats. That's why I don't take it seriously. I just think it's a funny way to quantify things sometimes in a very dark way. It's not funny, haha, but like, it reminds me of a gym teacher in college. I'd already skipped 2 classes and then skipped out on a 3rd. Would get me a failing grade. He came up to me and told me that statistically 95% of students in my situation would flunk, so I would just say, oh, I guess I'll be in that 5% then. He would shake his head. That's the class. There you go. Yeah, exactly. You know, take it as a challenge. I don't know, me neither. Welcome to the cult, cult. Welcome to the Cult of Death. I am your benefactor, the Dreadman himself. And don't worry, you don't have to call it a community. We are very proud of being a cult here, and very open about it. On this day you may ask one boon, with the understanding that I may ask something of equal value in the future. Do you accept these terms? And yes, I'm still doing the bit despite our very intense conversation about mental health. Thank you for the follow. Follow alerts are broken. Sorry. But you didn't tell me if you're going to accept the terms. The contract is sealed. What would you have from the Cult of Dev? One mean good Berber. Well, yes, with my infinite knowledge and power, I could certainly just materialize that and very easy, in fact, somewhat childishly easy for me, as someone of my ability. Just muster my power. Are they gone? I don't. You guys, is a Berber just like a funny way of saying burger? Is like a specific kind of burger? I don't really know.
I don't know what kind of idiot, but... Oh god, no! What happens when
the double voice and 8-bit come together? Alright, I don't know, me neither. How's it going, man? Welcome. You are gonna be I don't know from now on because your full name is it's too long. Unless you want to be called something else. But I hope you're doing good. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. It fits my evil intent. Perfect. We love that here in the Cult of Dev. You show ambition and promise. It's really funny. So I've been doing that bit for a while now. It does one of a few things. There's basically 3 possible reactions. One is they're super into it. 2 is like they're weirded out by it and just kind of move on. And 3 is super not into it, really weirded out by it, didn't like it at all. Almost all 3 almost always still end up following, and I think it's just because it's such a memorable experience, even if you didn't like it. I don't know how many people are streaming that have some, like, culty induction ritual whenever someone chats for the first time that triggers automatically, but, yeah, life is short, join a cult. By the way, even though you did not get your Berber, in the fine print of the contract, you are eternally beholden to the Cult of Dev, and you are now one of our members, and you can't leave. So, congratulations, you have joined a cult. I would totally fall into, this was an experience, please don't do that to me ever again. Yeah, but those people that fall into that category still follow, and it's really funny. Because I would totally understand, like, if it's not for you and you dip after that. This is my sense of humor, this is my personality. You don't have to like it, you don't have to be a part of it, but I think it's just so different. People still end up following. Well, I'm here too. Well, yeah, but you were my friend before I started streaming, so I would hope you wouldn't leave me at this point. Meow, thanks for the follow. As I said, the follow alerts are broken. I will fix them after I'm done with the jam. I just want to get the jam done first, which, speaking of, I really need to focus on that. But there's a lot of people in chat. There's cool conversations happening. It's distracting. Yeah, not a gunpoint, totally. Careful. It's memorable. I like it way more than me hopping into your everyday regular stream. Yeah, that's kind of the idea. I'm wasting so much time making cool attack animation when I don't even have a functioning game yet. That's too real. That's too relatable. I hate it. I know nothing about game dev. I've been hopping from stream to stream, category to category, and ended up here. That's wild, man. That is a wild way to end up in this this corner of the internet. I did not know that people just came into software and game development for, like, no reason. Like, no judgment, happy you're here, but that's wild. Friend just told me that my description of the crash makes it highly unlikely for it to be a placebo, so yay. It did feel like I could measure with how gradual it was. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I didn't really think about that. The other thing is, like, you've taken other medications that didn't have this effect. So I would just assume that if the placebo was going to be that profound, it would have been on anything that you took for it. I got this category from Pokemon Scarlet/Violet. I got in there through Dead by Daylight, and I got there through Minecraft. And there I got through Planet Zoo. So yeah, Wild Run. How the... Okay, hang on. So wait, so you started Planet Zoo. That somehow I can reconcile Planet Zoo to Minecraft. I can accept that. Similar, like, audiences for those games, I would imagine. They're both can be pretty casual. Minecraft's to Dead by Daylight? Where's the connection? I guess they're both, like, pretty internet popular. So you ended up here, somehow. A raid was the connection. Okay. Gotcha. That makes sense. And then... Man, anytime I'm playing Dead by Daylight, really gives me a hankering for some Pokemon. Those things. You know, all that overlap. Monsters? They both have monsters, technically. Depending on what you're up against in Dead by Daylight. Giant overlap. You don't catch the Dead by Daylight monsters. Lots of hunting. You right. Okay, there we go. And then you ended up here. Right, in software game and game development. Okay, pulled out the MS Paint Pirate stuff. Shut up. I'm not the pirate software we have at home, okay? I don't want to be Wish.com pirate software anymore. Question is where it will be at the end of the day. Yeah, that is the question. Well, you know, if you like Pokemon... I once made a very terrible game that's loosely based off of a creepypasta that is loosely based off of Pokemon that was, you know, fake, completely fake. But once upon a time, there's this gacha game called Evertale, and they released a fake ad campaign that was all about popular RPGs in like a horror environment, and the game didn't exist, so I was like, what if I just made it myself? And it sucks. And I'm remaking it. That's what I was doing where the jam started, and I'm also working on another game, but... yeah, it sucks, don't play it. But I did make a Pokemon horror game, kind of. There's the connection. There's how you ended up at my stream, specifically. You know, I'm pulling it out after things that don't need it is a pet peeve of mine. Hey! What determines what does or doesn't need it? He once drew a damn circle and kind of talked over it. How do you know that that didn't help anybody? Some people cannot learn anything without a visual aid. How do you know that no one benefited from having that circle to focus on? No, I won't let you be salty, Ram. think you're just mad that Pirate Software isn't just streaming specifically for you in your house. Think you just want to kidnap him. Yes, your anchor fuels the cult. Well, then I ignore your opinion because I don't like it. At least you're honest. This is terrible. Wish pet peeves didn't exist. Don't like that I'm genuinely annoyed at such an insignificant thing as that. Yeah. If I had a nickel for every time I try to call through Twitch, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't much, but it's weird that it happened twice. I love how ubiquitous that clip has become. There has to be, right? There has to be like some Gen Alpha kids at this point who reference that and don't actually know what it's from. Not that like maybe you are Gen Alpha. I don't know how old you are, but like that's got to be a thing, right? Like some of the Gen Z memes at this point have to be I've been trying to guess what you're making for the past 20 minutes now and I have no idea what it is. You know, yeah, that's fair. No, Ram, not Adventure Time. First it was a Unileg's beige box, then it was a beige computer monitor, now it is a PC monitor with severely dented corner. I'm just a filthy Gen Zer, yeah. But like, we have to be... God, are we old? Is Gen Z old, guys? We have to be at that point, right? Where like the youngest generation is referencing our memes and jokes and stuff and doesn't actually know where they're from. We're starting to become the old friend. Yeah, goddamn. God, that's weird. That's weird to think about. Okay. This has just gone terribly. I'm starting over. You're not old, but you're age 20 looking like 40. Age like fine wine if it were a beer. Apparently never saw that Phineas and Ferb episode. The show's barely aired here. Yeah, you get a pass. You get a pass for not having Freedom TV. Just need speed. I love watching so many relatable skits about things I never experienced in my life because it's Merca exclusive. Yeah, that's valid. Scares me that I used to listen to Crawling in My Skin in high school and now it's referred to as old school. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I saw this, I don't remember if it was a TikTok or what it was, but it was literally like all these bands would officially be considered dad rock now. You're welcome. And yeah, it was Linkin Park was on there. Slipknot was on there. What else? God, like Muse, all the bands I like. So many bands that I listen to, that I grew up on are dad rock now, and I don't know how to cope. I really don't. Godsmack. When did Godsmack come out? I'm pretty sure Godsmack is dad rock, dude. They formed in 1995, bro. That is dad rock. That is insane. Disturbed, dad rock. Five Finger Death Punch, dad rock. We're old. We're old, dude. We can't escape it. By modern standards, we're officially old. Granted, we tried with cinnamon type of challenges. Yeah. Oh, you love playing GTA 4? Man, that's a classic. It came out 16 years ago. No. I need to make like a psychic damage graphic. And make like a psychic damage button for every time someone's mean to me in chat. Reminding me how long ago things were. that. It's to be reminded of one's mortality. I don't need it. Oh, Wendy, I'm good. Like this. Oh, it should come out extra, 'cause it's going that way. I brought up Godsmack because they did the credit song for Prince of Persia Warrior Within. It came out in 2004. Why did I... No. You guys need to stop. This isn't okay. This should be self offset. Yeah. Did you tell you I found out recently that there are dopamine supplements? How is that not the most addictive thing on earth? They just don't really work. It turns out just like putting synthetic dopamine into your system doesn't actually translate to like dopamine in the brain. As far as I understand, like they're just not really, they don't really do anything. They're snake oil basically. I'd imagine if you theoretically make pure dopamine, that would be the absolute most addictive thing on the planet. It just depends, because ingesting dopamine, like if you injected it straight into your brain or something, sure, but like ingesting dopamine does not necessarily mean that it's reaching your dopamine receptors, because it's a totally different process. Like, drugs that are extremely addictive are addictive because they make your brain produce more dopamine. So that's basically what all drugs are. We already have that. And the effect is the same as if you were to just put straight dopamine into your system, because you're just making your brain do it for you. I don't even think the direct route would really make a difference, because your dopamine receptors can only process so much at once anyway. For example, the reason why methamphetamine makes you hallucinate is because it produces so much dopamine that your receptors can't process it fast enough, and so then dopamine just sits in your system and causes a bunch of weird brain chemistry to happen. So I don't think there's a way to get more dopamine actively in your system than the most addictive drugs we have now. If there was, let's be honest, they probably would have made that drug by now. God damn it. God damn it. Be nice if I could draw a straight line. You know, you could just say, yeah, dude, totally, but then you wouldn't be cured. Fuck off. Not my fault that you only talk to me about stuff that I've researched. It is my fault that I have gone down every hyperfixation rabbit hole that I can think of. Fuck it, I'll start discussing bird psychology from now on. That's something I know nothing about. There you go. Although, fair warning, if you make it seem interesting enough, there will be a new hyperfixation unlocked. Whereas all of my teachers would have said, if you could only focus as hard on your classwork as you do on turtles, you'd have straight A's. I know, lady. Don't say this goddamn sentence. If you only knew the number of times I heard that sentence. If only you studied your fucking classwork as hard as you studied insert random thing. That's the fucking point. I don't like what you're teaching me. I like this thing. I was undiagnosed at that point, but it all makes sense now. God damn it. But mine was always music and gaming related. Yeah, I mean, I had plenty of those, like, but I learned about all sorts of shit that had nothing to do with what I was supposed to be doing. Even after diagnosis, despite explaining my condition as clear as I could and basically saying, look, I won't study alone, I can't, so please, I'd like to use as much time as possible to study with you, the teacher would still hopelessly want me to study alone. Yeah. Well, That is also... I mean, not that the US is great about accommodating it either, but the country you are from, basically thinks it's an urban myth, so it's not super surprising. Alright. This was all I wanted to do. Took me way too long because I was focusing on chat, but it's fine. We now have a board. I like not having... Yeah, I don't know if it's out of line to say, but I'd prefer a different disability. At least those are clearly visible. Yeah, you never know. You don't know what it's like to have something else unless you have it. I don't like saying things like that personally because I think people looking at me and the version of myself that I choose to show to them would likely say the same thing, right? I'd rather have ADHD than dealing with whatever I'm dealing with because from the outside it seems like I'm doing totally fine. So I'm never one to look at what someone else is dealing with and be like, well, that can't be harder than this, because who knows? Maybe I'd hate it way more. I'd like to not have to get into a debate every time I announce my condition to someone new. Yeah, which is totally valid. But that's also something people with physical disabilities deal with as well, especially some things, like it's not uncommon for someone in a wheelchair to get accused of faking it because they're not like missing a leg or there's nothing like super apparently wrong with them other than the fact that they're in the wheelchair. Like people, societies just tend to be ableist. And it doesn't really matter what you have wrong with you, they'll still tell you that it's not a good enough excuse to be going through what you're going through. So, I don't think it really matters if you have a mental disability, a physical disability, what it is, if it's visible or not, how serious it is, there's always going to be those people who don't take you seriously. Or who think you should just deal with it and try harder or do whatever, you know? Makes one pretty paranoid. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's just kind of the way it is with, like, you know, we're progressing and we're moving away from that slowly as like a species, but yeah, so we got a little ingredients board. Okay. Moving away from the mental health conversations for a bit, want to actually talk about the game. Chat. Do you think that... So, the way this works... You drew all this? Yes, I did. The way this works is you have to put ingredients into the cauldron in the correct order, and you have to solve the puzzle to get them into the cauldron. Pretty simple. The ingredients are going to pop up here. would you, as players, prefer it if it was very obvious what you were supposed to put in, and the only part of the puzzle is just figuring out how to get it in? Or would it be more fun to have, like, a hint, some indicator of some hint or riddle or something like that that lets you figure out what the ingredient is, and so you have the word puzzle and the movement puzzle? Is the latter too frustrating, or does it add, because these puzzles aren't very difficult, and I'm worried that the game is going to be too easy to figure everything out. But I don't know if making like a riddle that you have to figure out what you're supposed to be doing is better or worse than just having easy puzzles that they're easy and that's that. It's whatever. It's fantastic art, dude. Amazing work. Thank you, man. Damn, falling behind art. You know, honestly, I didn't practice or anything. I haven't done anything. I just kind of decided to make this stuff, and I had one of those rare flow states where every time I think that I'm not going to be able to do something, it ends up just working out better than I even expected it to. So I'm just riding that high for as long as it's going to go, you know? Well, being a visual person, I'd love to see an example of each. Fuck. I felt that bug. That's such a perfectly reasonable request. I'm just trying to, that flow is as addicting as substances. Facts. Right. UI. Canvas. World space. What's up? You wouldn't say that. You can just whiteboard it. Could you make 2 separate games? Then we choose which one we like better. Don't have to implement it. I'm just curious to know what you meant. Perfect time for MS Paint. Yeah. Okay. You're right. I wasn't gonna implement it properly. I was just gonna like put a placeholder thing there, but yeah. So we got our little guy, gal, non-gender descript person. Got their little witch's hat, and then over here we've got the bowl of goop and the explodey potion. And then up here, we've got the plant. This is just recreating a part of the level, but the solution is... This is the same person who drew that pixel art, damn. The solution is you wilt the plant stops shading the bottle explodes, the bowl falls into the potion, right? So the bowl is the ingredient. So you got your little board over here, and the board could either literally say, like, bowl of green goop, right? With like an image of the bowl next to it so that you know that this is the thing that you're trying to get in there, right? Or it could say like a splash of something toxic. Right? And then you have to look around the room and you have to be like, what could fit that description? And then you're like, well, this bowl of green shit looks like it would be kind of toxic. So let me see if there's something I can do with that. And then you work out the puzzle from there, right? So it's the difference between you know exactly what needs to go into the cauldron and you have a basic description. The latter idea is going to require to make things really visually obvious. Yeah, I guess it's kind of hard to do that with pixel art, like, but like they can be incredibly vague. Like something toxic will need to be bubbly and smoking. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I think it's probably simpler. Yeah, we can go back to the game. The thing is like, none of these puzzles are very difficult or complicated, and you can figure them all out through kind of just trial and error, which is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm worried about the game being too easy or not challenging enough. And so like the riddle aspect would just be like an extra layer of challenge, but I don't know if it's actually going to benefit it or if it's just, yeah, not really worth it. I want to see what the bowl of goop actually looks like. Yeah, it's this. This is the bowl of goop. So you wilt this plant wilting puts the bottle into the sun, the bottle explodes and knocks this in. Yeah, off the bat, if you hadn't pointed out what it was, I wouldn't have ever guessed. That was goop, much less toxic. It'd have to be simple in my opinion, like filling with green substance rather than something toxic. That's fair. I really need to learn the learn pixel art again. Maybe one day I'll have motivation. Maybe. I mean, today was a better day. Yeah, here's the thing. I don't think it really matters. Because ultimately, you can trial and error the entire thing anyway. So, right, the mechanic... I think we have to rely on, like, the gimmick of the mechanic, right? You're a shadow, you can only move inside of other shadows, you float around, and you kill plants with your shadow body. That, I hope, just on its own is interesting enough that the puzzles themselves don't have to be that complex or interesting. Yeah, I think I just gotta forge onward and just kind of hope that it all falls together in a way that makes sense. Doing music too? Yep. Doing everything. Ram is a composer, by the way, guys. He's done music for a few of my games, but the thing about me and game jams is I know enough people in the industry at this point, from being in it for this many years, that I could get a team of 5 people together, which is the max the jam allows, and make something absolutely insane in 2 weeks. Like, but that's not what jams are about. Like, this is a mechanic I've never done before. This is a mechanic I didn't even know whether or not it would work before I tried it. This is an art style I've never done myself before. I learned a ton about pixel art in this process. The point of jams is to challenge yourself, push yourself, and to learn things. And if I just got my team of people together that I already work with regularly, that I already know I can work with, that I already know, you know, we can make insane things together, and I went with a game concept in a genre that we had already done, that we're all already super familiar with, you'd end up with something that's absolutely insane for 2 weeks, but it wouldn't be in the spirit of a game jam. So that's why I really like to solo game jams, even though it likely would, you know, hurt my chance of actually winning or whatever. That's not what I'm doing it for. It's about learning things, and it's about getting out of my comfort zone and doing something I haven't done before, trying something that I wouldn't try for just like a full-length game that I'm making under my studio, but that because this is a jam and it's a place to take risks, I can just throw something out there that I wouldn't normally take the time for. But power of friendship, friendship is too powerful, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, there are people in this jam who are opening a game engine for the first time in their lives, and they're making incredible stuff. And I don't want to overshadow that by being like, oh, my team of people who have been doing this shit for like 5 years already, that already know everything they need to know to make the game that we're making, because it's the type of game we've already made before. Like, no, be noobs. Well, and that's the other thing, is like, I don't want to come off as egotistical of like these people are making incredible things, and it's not, I'm not saying like, oh, it wouldn't be fair if I like want my full potential. It's just not in the spirit of what a game jam is supposed to be. A game jam is not a place for professional game devs to come in with all of their existing knowledge and experience and see how much they can crush a 2-week deadline. That's not what the spirit of game jams is. It's not what it's supposed to be about. I'm doing it on my own as well, not because I want to avoid overshadowing everyone, just because I want to have full creative control and make something I enjoy making. Yeah, and that's awesome. And again, I don't want to say like I would overshadow everyone if I got my team involved, because I don't have that much hubris. It's just that when you do a game jam, you're supposed to learn a new skill, or you're supposed to work with people you haven't worked with before. You're supposed to learn networking. You're supposed to be doing things you haven't done before and learning things and adapting to things. And if I stayed in my comfort zone of working with the people who I'm already super comfortable working with and super familiar with, and combining all of our existing knowledge and experience, we wouldn't be learning anything. And yeah, we'd make something really cool, but it wouldn't be it wouldn't live to the spirit of the limitation, because a 2-week deadline isn't anything crazy to a team who's used to working on tight deadlines, right? But it's everything else. It's fitting within the theme. It's doing something creative. And your goal. That's why Pirate Software didn't do the cash prize this time, because people were too focused on the money last time, and so they were too focused on winning. And you shouldn't be trying to win when you do a game jam. You should be trying to learn something. Winning a game jam is you have developed a new skill. And I'm stoked for how this game jam is going, because I greatly improved my ability to make pixel art. This is the best pixel art I have ever made in my life. I've already learned something. And so even if I didn't finish my game, I would still have gotten something incredible out of this experience. And that's what the takeaway needs to be, not how fast or, how polished and insane of a game can I make in 2 weeks with my already existing team of people. It should be what new skill can I take away from this? How can I push myself? How can I challenge myself? How can I do something I haven't done before, create something I haven't created before, go out of my comfort zone and come away with that with some new knowledge, confidence, skills, something. Yes. You want to say hi? I know, you're annoyed. Good girl. Am I paying attention to something that isn't you? Are you gonna wither away? Yeah, life is hard. But yeah, that's kind of my takeaway. Again, I don't want to sound like this egotistical asshole, because I think there are people making their games for the first time that are insanely, incredibly creative and talented, who still could and would probably win against most teams of people, just because their idea and their ambition is so incredible. It's not about that. It's just about the spirit of what a jam should be. A jam should be a place where you come and you learn something and you challenge yourself. And I wouldn't be learning anything or challenging myself if I was just like, hey, my team that I've already formed over the course of years that I'm making full like feature games with, let's just go do a game jam and not take away anything from it. Well, this has become a cat stream. I don't think she's gonna let me set her down. Oh, maybe? You over it? Okay. All right. So we have the board. This is going to become so fucking cumbersome with all of these assets and no organization. But I am too stubborn and or lazy to change it now, so I'd personally need a team in my state. I keep dreaming about making a game. That sounds impossible right now. Maybe one day. Yeah, I mean... As I always tell people, and obviously this doesn't apply 100% to your situation because of your, the mental health issues you're dealing with and everything, and you just need to take some time to function. But I always tell people, make Flappy Bird. And that's literally the one that I use. Because it's so simple on the surface, and it's not super difficult to program, but you have physics, you have procedural generation, you have score, and it genuinely teaches you so many principles of game development, just Flappy Bird. Right? So, and you don't start with anything fancy. Hello again, I have returned from consuming food. I hope you enjoyed your food. I think I need to slow you down a bit now that the environment is a little smaller. Let's try like in an actual game engine. Don't do it in Pygame. Didn't Code Bullet do it in Pygame? Or did he not even bother with that because he was too busy making it in Adobe Premiere Pro? It turns out everything will Flappy Bird. But no, there's nothing wrong with Pygame. You can't do a lot with it. You learn more game dev specific things if you use an actual game engine. I mean, yes, that is definitely true, obviously, but... Okay. Yeah, this movement feels a bit better. And then that transitions into this better as well. Okay, cool. I need to stop obsessing over the details so much, because I'm not gonna have a game at the end of this if I do that, but I guess we'll see if things change with the Bupropion. If that works. You'd totally be a licensed doctor. For legal reasons, that is a joke. Okay. Need to create a canvas, make it world space, give it the camera. Get the fuck down. There we go. was thinking of framing you for a joke, but I'm too tired. Glad you're making great games, though. Thanks, man. Appreciate you hanging out with me. I have to head to bed. We'll see if any of those weird concoctions work at last. Yeah? Well, I wish you the best of luck, my guy. I hope you get some good sleep. Thanks for being part of the stream. Port. Yeah, okay. Make your font like 2. Maybe. Two is already still too big. Okay. Point 1. 0.05. Go with that. Well, this. Love a game. Thanks, man. Hope you have a good one. Yeah, number 2. Oh, you're fine. Say hi. I'm not torturing him, he's just dramatic. Oh, I know. You are minorly inconvenienced. As you sit here and purr. You dork. Sorry, I just gotta list some stuff off screen real quick. Okay. All right. So, what do we need? We need a... I guess we just do an empty. Do that. Then we give it the vertical layout group component. We put that there. Right, then duplicate it. We'll fill up. Um, I mean, upper left is good. Oh, can we not do decimals? Yeah, well, that doesn't really work, does it? So we're dealing with something so small. Yeah, can this be decimal? Wait, what if we did negative 0.1 space? Hey, that works. Negative 0.1. Cool. Fine with that. Sir, what are you looking at? Oh well, he's so effectively cut off that it just looks like I'm petting nothing. But if I put my hand behind it, you can see there is in fact something. It's a cat. Cat is being removed as a part of the background. My background remover is speciest. Okay. So... item 1. Delete these. That. And then we need to make a new script. Okay. Gradient list. Scripts. We'll call this ingredient list manager. Out of curiosity, why did you go so small? I was in a team with someone on another game jam who did the same thing. I'm not sure I follow what you mean by small. Okay. Public class ingredients. Serializable. Like, the scale of your game is incredibly small. The text field looks so enormous that the icons are blurred from being oversized. The blue T icons. Oh. No, my game's not small. UI is scaled with the assumption that it's not in world space. So my character, for example, is a unit tall, which is a meter in Unity, roughly. All of these assets are normal sized. When you create a canvas, it is it assumes that it's going to be an overlay, and so it defaults to absolutely fucking massive. But when you put a canvas into world space, you're making things absolutely teeny tiny. This is still, you know, these are still in like 1 units. Right, like the canvas is a ½ meter tall and almost a meter wide. That's not that small. But the text is supposed to be like, you know, 30 or 40. So it makes it seem really tiny. But yeah, it's just a relative thing with UI specifically. Right, so this is an ingredient, and it contains a field, private, in using Pro, Pro. No. It's not XMesh Pro. It's the most confusing reference in the game. I always, or in the in Unity, and I always forget. So the component says TextMesh Pro, but it's not. Okay, it is TextMesh Pro usually. TextMesh Pro UI text. Pivot image. Image. Field. Okay. So it needs to keep track of no. Yeah, serialized field, private, int. We'll just do that. Okay, and then we need a field, private list. ingredient. Ingredients equals and then we need a public I want to do this. Okay, first of all, is there a strike through somewhere? Would make my life easier, but I don't think there actually is. If you weren't blocking my screen, it would make my life easier. Love you. Boy. I mean, like, we could just cheat. Oop, no. Oh, well, yeah, I guess that's not gonna work, is it? I have to make it a image. Yeah, see, this is what I mean, like, this is the default size of an image, and it's bigger than the entire level, but it's only because it's a UI element. And when I just made the 2D asset, it was only a little bit bigger than the whiteboard. It's just, yeah. Let me take this. We make it green. Nah, that looks stupid. Okay, new plan. Okay, so we still give this an image. Actually, let's bring this back. And make it like 0.5. Bring it in a little bit. Anchor it here. And then this will just be whatever the ingredient is. So like, should I just do this? That doesn't really work, does it? Shit. Hmm. So you won't even be able to tell what this is based off of this image. Yeah. I actually think the text even is a little small, probably. Well. If this were full screen, I think that'd be fine. But the speck that is our bowl is obviously not. What do you think? If I just... Right, like we can do that, but then it's gonna generally fuck it up anyway. So... Thinking. Thanks. I don't have a lurk command set up, but thank you for the lurk. Hi. Hello. Good girl. What's the way to do this? I mean, I could just make separate icons for everything, right? And then use those as like the UI icons, which might just be the way to go. Yeah. Okay, I need to clean this up a little bit. Those. Good girl. Okay. I can actually see anything. No, better. Amber. Hey, sweet girl. I'll get the keyboard out of your way, fine. I was about to get annoyed, and then she started using my hand as a pillow. Okay. This. Grab this separately. New. Center it. With the shadows. Export as green bowl icon. There. I no longer care about you. Right. Fruit should be fine. My only concern is the scale. But I can just duplicate it for that, honestly. There's no need to make a new one. I guess mushroom guy. He is an ingredient. But we don't really have to do anything with that. Okay. Rat is important. Rat is also an ingredient. It doesn't fit in a 16 by 16 suite. Yeah, I should put a bigger one. Oop. Oh. Export. Rat. God damn it. Okay. What's the other ingredient? The pizza ish. Um. Yeah, we'll grab this for that. No. These are all exporting to I don't know where. Because it shows the correct folder as soon as I open it. But that's not actually where it's exporting the first time. I have to do this again for that reason. Okay. There we go. Okay. Let's create. They're called I. That. Grab that. Grab that. Maybe I'm dumb. It's not like I can copy just... Maybe? Can I actually? No. Yeah, just post the whole thing in there. So I might need to export these separately anyway. Can I? We can export just this frame, right? You get shed. Mushroom. No, it still wants to do the GIF. Oh. Selected frames. That works. And then what was the other thing? The frames. Okay. Just say 32. Point. None. Okay, so we gotta make these bigger. Well, let's see. What if it's this instead? Same. Okay. So let's just say they're all... Oh. Right, I guess it doesn't really matter. So the only one it's really going to work for is this, because it just takes up the whole thing anyway. Right. That does in fact make sense. Layers, area, selection. Mushroom is still fine. What else was there? full. Selection. Oh. I want that. This week. Just want the original name. Yes. Go and then. Rat, we do the same thing. No. Selection. Icon. Right. This. God damn it. Okay. Delete all of the shit. That. What are you doing? These. Okay. Now. Right. Still have to make sure that it is no filter and no colors. There. Yeah. That seems visible enough. Let's move this to like here. It's back under here. Put it here. Move it over. There. Just delete these. That. And we can replace these images with whatever. Hey Aubrey over on YouTube. Shit, should I do the YouTube doesn't trigger the like on first chat events. And I can't honestly, like, you may have commented on one of my streams a while back, so I don't know if I should do the new viewer bit. So I just guess I just won't. But Hope you're doing good. Thanks for popping in or joining in on the stream over on YouTube. Okay, so that's visible enough. Okay. So now that we understand how this is gonna work, you're okay. You're okay. Was that necessary? Don't attack. You are being dramatic. You're fine. You're fine. I know your life is so hard, isn't it? I'm not holding you hostage. You can go. Promise I do not do anything to hurt my cats. They're just extremely dramatic creatures. Hungry, maybe? She has food. There's food in the bowl. If she's hungry, it's a her problem because she's not eating it. She's just grouchy. She is a rescue, and she's been through a lot in her life. So I give her a lot of slack. It's the same. He rubs up against me 1 second and Kerchomp's the next. Yeah. Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's better without it. Does this look enough like a check mark? You think? Maybe a bit thicker? Maybe. The problem is... yeah, when you make it thicker, it loses some of its articulation. Shift O? Yeah. Well, that's one I never knew about. You can tell I'm not an artist. Play around with the settings, change the color, etc. Yeah. White outline might be good. That's fair. Could see that. I don't know. Yeah, outline definitely would be helpful in the future. I'm not too worried about it with this because it is just going on the board. It's not like really handy for making stuff pop out. Yeah, I mean, I tend to outline things for the most part. I just never knew that there was a tool for that. All right. Yeah, it seems fine. It's just to indicate that you finished a step. Okay. So now public void add gradient int d Private int current if ID equals ingredients index dot prop ID. Right, I guess all these just be public, don't they? If it equals that, then we want to say ingredients index dot text dot color equals color dot green. No. Let's do this properly. Let's visualize. Field, private, color, completed, color. Serialize field. Private sprite check mark faded color gradients dot image dot sprite equals check mark print index plus plus. Then it'll hey you. It's okay. You're fine right there. Not trying to move you. And then let's see if current index is greater than or equal to gradients dot count. Potion is granted, they'll probably be handled by the cauldron, but it's a good reminder regardless that that's something I have to set up. Okay, so that's all good. And then let's just go ahead and do a public void set List. Ingredient. New ingredients. Just say ingredients. There is a better way of doing that, but this is quick. Don't need that anymore. Okay. And then we need a mono behavior. We will call ingredient container. And this is just going to have a serial private right. So I guess this isn't quite right. So this is the data. Right, so this is ingredients. Ingredients should just have a sprite. And a string. Then we need to have a separate list that is field, private, ingredient container, ingredient containers equals and then this is private mp dot row really using text serialize field private image and then a private int Glad it turned into your stream, really got me in a row. Been procrastinating all day. Awesome, man. I'm glad to hear it. Happy I could help. One of my main goals in life is to motivate other people to make things. Private int. Prop ID. And then we just want public void setup, which takes in an ingredient. And then we just want to say text dot text. So, ingredient dot text. Image dot sprite equals ingredient dot image. Noble aspirations? I like to think so. Prop ID equals ingredient dot public e it or wait no. Oh. Okay, ingredient list manager. So now we don't bother with this. Actually, I don't think we need this list at all. I think when we do set ingredients, I missed that about programming college, being in class with other people and showing each other what we're working on. Shame I can't show my stuff. I've got a Discord. It's in the buttons below. There's a show off corner there if you want to go and show me and my community what you're working on. Four. I. 0. I greater. I less than. Containers dot count. I. Also, it looks like I just got a new follower. To whoever who followed, thank you so much. I appreciate it. My follow alerts are broken. I'm gonna work on fixing all of that and revamping kind of the way my stream works. As soon as the game jam is over, I just don't want to take the time away from jamming to do all of that. But to whoever did follow, do appreciate you. And to anyone lurking, always got to show love to the lurkers. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't know who followed because the text-to-speech didn't come up. But I will be fixing that as soon as I'm able to. Okay. So let's see. So now we go. Ingredient containers. I. set up. New ingredients. Aye. And then set current index back to 0. Ingredient containers. E. Containers. Still need to be able to access that, don't I? Yeah, I still need to be able to access all of that. Okay. If I wanted to do this properly, I would do properties for all of these. But I don't want to do this properly because that takes more time and I'm trying to stay on schedule with this. What all am I even supposed to get done today? This, and then the actual alchemy mechanics. I'm doing a lot of that at the same time, so... Okay. So now that's all fine. Containers. Containers. Okay. So then these lists is something we can put in like a game manager. Yeah, let's. Okay. I'm certain there were better ways to do this, but oh well. As long as it works, I don't really care. So let's see. Set ingredients list with a list of new ingredients. We go through, we pass that data in for each ingredient container, the ingredient containers, then use that data to display whatever information they need to display. And then when we add an ingredient, it checks the current index ID to see if it's the ID of the thing that has been attempted to be added, and then it checks the ingredient as complete if it is. Realistically, we'll probably end up simplifying that a little bit later. Because we can probably have the cauldron itself check if the ingredient is correct, and then it just sends a message to the board to mark it as correct once it's determined that it is. We probably don't have to check for that twice. I mean, we definitely don't have to check for that twice, obviously, but... set... But since these two things are intrinsically linked, I'm just gonna call that good. Call this part of it finished. Even though I don't know for sure that it all works properly, I think it's a good enough idea. I don't know. Can we? Scratch at the door. I know. You need more attention. You want to say hi to any new folks who might have come in? No? Don't want to look at the camera? Okay. Come here. Good girl. Hey, you. Am I not giving you enough attention? Yeah. You know, you were growling at me 5 minutes ago. Let's see. Actually. No, okay. Okay, so that should all be good. Mark this finished. And then we'll get on the actual alchemy mechanics. So, right. Let's create new script. We'll just call it prop. Prop will have a public int ID. Emperor, why? Why must you always sit on the enter key? Who needs consistency when you're a solo dev? It's fine. Right. So for now, I guess this just has an ID. And that's really it. Right, and then let's go. Cauldron. The Cauldron would be kind of the game manager in a way. Be managing the actual objective and keeping track of it. So I really need to think about how that two go together. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick 1 or 2 minute break, drink some water, maybe shove a snack in my face real quick, get my head back in this because I've been at this for 3 hours and I'm feeling a little fried. And then finish this part of the project up. So, see you in a second. Alright, I am back. Join, post the combo animation I've been working on and show off channel. Let's take a look at it. Do you mind if I show it on stream? Is that alright with you? Looks pretty damn cool. It's a lot better than anything I could make. Yeah, I tend to Well, I don't know what engine you're using. But I tend to just generate a new trigger collider that's just drawn in the shape of like the path and tie that to the animation. It's usually my method of choice. Using Godot. I should be using Godot. But I spent like 5 years learning Unity, and then Unity did what Unity did, and I'm like, it should be easy to learn Godot. I know it's like an easy switch, but I see no reason. I see no reason to learn Godot right now because I have 2 projects that are active in Unity and I can't migrate them. GD script's been super fun so far. Interesting. I know you could just use C# and Godot and everything. So like I know a lot of things carry over pretty well, but and then it's an open source engine. You can kind of reprogram it however you need anyway. But regardless, I'm gonna stick with Unity. Yeah, but it has to be through an editor. And you can't make a web build to C#. Yeah. That's a bummer. I'm sure there's a way to recompile it to be able to do that, but I mean, you can recompile it to be able to do anything. It's the definition of open source, but when the Beasts of Burden remake releases and Let Me Atom releases, after that, I'll learn Godot. Because I won't really have an excuse to keep working in Unity anymore. Kind of like the GD script hot reloads. That's nice. Okay, so we need an on trigger E. Prop equals vision dot component prop if prop is not equal null. The biggest thing that that made me not get into Godot 2 for this, because I thought, you know, Game Engine would be a perfect time to learn it, or Game Jam. I use an external audio engine called Fmod for all of my audio work. I was an audio engineer before I was a game developer. So audio is really, really important to me, and I don't know how well Fmod natively pairs with Godot. And it's not something I've ever worked with before, so that alone was a reason for me to use Unity, and I want to figure all of that out before I try to use Godot for a jam. Just because that might be like a week's worth of learning on its own, and then I won't have a game, so... And I'm not willing to compromise the audio. Okay, so we need... Let's see. Private Amber. Why? Hang on, so what if prop had prop ID. Right? It already has that. But then what if it also had... public text... oh, sorry, string. Prop... description. And then what if it also had public sprite? Prop icon. And at that point, do we need a prop ID? No, we don't. We'll do this. Because we're only working in one scene, we can get away with doing it this way. This will have a list prop. Props needed. Actually, no, let's... no. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do private list. Current prop list. New. And then we're gonna go serialize field. Private list of props. Tutorial list. Serialize field. Private list. Props. And this will be shadow list. We know there's only going to be 2 lists at this point. Now, right. And then we have private int current index. If prop does not equal null, if prop equals current prop list in the current index, destroy prop current index plus plus if current index is greater than or equal to current prop list count um if current prop list tutorial list prop list equals do not under any circumstances imitate the code that I'm making right now. It is horrific spaghetti. But you don't have to write perfect code for a game jam because the scope is so small and it's so finite and it's so consistent that if you have some really ugly code in there, it's not going to screw you over for the future of the project. Because the future of the project is next week. And if I ever, if it does well or whatever and I expand on it later, then I'll be able to work with that. But, let's see. Else. End game stuff. Okay, and then if it does not... just return. If it is a prop, and the current index does not match, meaning it is not the correct prop, then we want to reset stuff. And then let's also do a prop. No. Public color prop ocean and let's just go private sprite. Private sprite. Ocean sprite. Here it is, field.